ocean's gray waves, destined to seek life beyond the shore, just out of reach. Yet the waters ever change, flowing like time. The path is yours to climb.
You are my child now.
Now, once and for all, no more games. To the death.
Here I come! I'll show you!
I won't surrender!
Now pay for your betrayal.
Don't look at me, please.
There is only one punishment. The sentence is death.
Try to be at peace. Kill me if you want, but do it as yourself.
お願いシーダ！私はシーダ。あなたは翼という名前なの？
人類の天敵に対抗し得るもの、それがミラージュマスターよ。
今の翼の歌声ならきっと届く。だから歌うんだ翼。
行こう、我が友五木よ。
オリベ翼、17歳です。心を込めて歌います。
ええ、翼の本気を見せてあげて。
背中は任せだぜ。かけるぞ、誰よりも早く。
ロードのマスターが現れた。ついに始まるのね。
私の出番ね。努力？才能よ。
どうしたの？お姉さんに何か用かしら？
きっとお兄ちゃんたちなら大丈夫。頑張って。
一緒に行こう、クロム。運命を超える。
Hi, I'm Emi Watanabe, and I work in software planning and development department at Nintendo. And I am a coordinator. I work with developers in making Nintendo games. I've worked on Kirby's Epic Yarn with the same developer, and I was in charge of designing Yoshi's Woolly World with Tezuka-san. Working with Tezuka-san is very inspirational. He is the leader of this project. At the same time, he has the perspectives of the player, so he has both elements, the leader and the player. At first, I decided to make some Yarn Yoshi just for fun, because I'm not a programmer or an artist, so I wasn't able to make something in the actual game. And the development team was really working hard. So I thought to myself, oh, is there anything that I can do in some way to help this game? I went home and got some yarn and I decided to make my very first Yarn Yoshi. When I brought it back to the office, the smiles on the face of my colleagues really struck me. There was this proposal made at Nintendo saying that maybe for a game like this, a plushie amiibo would be more fun to have because it goes well with the vibe of the game. And when I heard that, I fell in love with that idea and decided to make more Yarn Yoshi prototypes. Yoshi himself is made of yarn. The shape of his body transforms into different shapes. So he turns into like a propeller when you jump, and he turns into a mallet when he does the ground pound. But also the world itself is in yarn and fabrics. and lots of textiles. We have places in the game where you can unravel, and you can also knit platforms. And in this game, the enemies are made of yarn as well. So when Yoshi swallows them, they turn into little yarn balls instead of eggs. Well, most of all, we want the game to be fun. Yoshi's Woolly World provides plenty of challenge if you try to go for 100% completion. But also we wanted to have lots and lots of people enjoy the game, and those lots of people have different expectations on the difficulty of the game. And for us, what's so special about Yoshi games is that the difficulty level is all up to the player, because if you just want to have fun, you can just run through the levels. If you think you're a more advanced player, you can set the challenge a little higher by collecting lots of items, and that provides plenty of challenge in this game. We are very confident that the game provides both the challenge and the fun. Its co-op mode is designed so that the user can decide how they want to play with their friend. So you can either cooperate with your friend, you can help each other out, you can swallow the other Yoshi, turn him into a yarn ball, and then throw it to high areas so that the other Yoshi can reach that area. So you can do a little bit of a competition with your friend. You can be a little mean. If you have an amiibo, and if you use it in Yoshi's Woolly World, then Yoshi's design turns into that amiibo character. So for example, if you have a Mario amiibo, you can get a Mario Yoshi, which is a Yoshi in Mario pattern, in Mario design. So if you have an amiibo at home, maybe you can have fun trying out different characters. In this game, when we turned Pucci into yarn, he was really cute. So that's why we decided to have him again in this game. He barks when there's an important item around you, so he's a quite useful companion to have. Even after you clear the level, it's really fun to go back, revisit that level, because there's always something that you missed out on. You always find something new. It would be great if you can collect all the items in one go, but that is quite challenging. So I hope people can enjoy playing the same level over and over again. Most of all, I want people to feel happy when playing this game.
This is the line.
Think you understand yokai a little better now?
Do your thing!
Summoning Charming!
We've been working together for 30 years now. If there's 3 ideas presented to both of us, we pick the same one.
As the years went on and we made more and more side-scrolling games, we had to create a more advanced tool to design them with. This became the basis of Super Mario Maker.
The tool got so good that the more we worked with it, the more we realized we could also turn it into something everyone could enjoy. With Super Mario Maker, anytime you make an edit, you can see the results right away. This instant feedback can really help your imagination run wild.
Back in the day, we had to create everything by hand. To design courses, we would actually draw them one at a time onto these sheets of graph paper. We'd then hand our drawings to the programmers, who would code them into a build. While digging up these old documents, we found this. It's very precious. When we first thought of the idea of Super Mario Brothers, we had a concept of land, air, and sea. See this old sketch of Mario throwing fireballs from a moving cloud? You can now do that in Super Mario Maker. You can even control where the cloud flies.
In the old days, when we needed to fix or change part of the course, it would get really messy if we tried to edit the original drawing. So we'd put this see-through paper on top to make edits.
A lot of things might look familiar, but you can combine various elements from the different games to create entirely new stuff. Like stacking different enemies on top of each other to make a huge tower, and then putting a bullet bill on top. You can even put things we've never placed underwater. Right, there are some enemies that don't normally appear underwater, like Goombas. When you put one underwater in Super Mario Maker, it will swim like a small shrimp. Mario can even take on the appearance of other characters. Tap a compatible amiibo, like Wii Fit Trainer, and Mario can turn into Wii Fit Trainer when he gets a mystery mushroom. It's called Costume Mario. We have a lot of these planned. To celebrate Super Mario's 30th anniversary, we're releasing an 8-bit amiibo. When you use it, your Mario in-game is going to appear a bit bigger. The amiibo itself is pretty big too, to reflect the effect in the game. There's also a Super Mario Maker booklet. The booklet has a lot of sample courses. It's really fun just looking at them, as if this is what would happen if you design the world of Mario in real life.
Most times, I start by making a course I want to play, which is usually like a 2-1 or 2-2. Once that's done, we try to make it a little easier, so we move on to making 1-1. It's always like that. I may come across as a mean person by saying this, but in 1-1, there's a Goomba, which is clearly an enemy, but there's also a super mushroom, and you might run when you first see it. You run, but there's a block above, so you can't run. So if you jump, the ceiling is low, so you usually hit it. But when you do, you grow big. It's a surprise. There are stairs, but there are gaps. But the first gap has a floor, and the second one is the one you want to avoid because it's bottomless. So it's a tutorial in a sense. We put a lot of thought into those types of things.
When playing a Mario game for the first time, it's a challenge to run and jump at the same time. New players usually fall into the first pit because they can't make the jump. But they learn from it. They usually fall into it because they can't make it.
It's like game design training software.
Try it if you want to get into game design.
With enough practice, anyone can become a good course designer.
Earlier I said that Nintendo's experience for E3 is all about transformation. And while we've given you a sneak peek of some of our games coming later in 2015, there's still much more to share. Next, Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 begins. We'll kick off with Mr. Miyamoto and fellow developers flying through Star Fox Zero. And if you can't wait to get your hands on Super Mario Maker, the opportunity is right in front of you. On Wednesday, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday from noon until 5 p.m. local time, you can walk into any of more than 100 Best Buy stores in the US and Canada and experience the game for yourself, firsthand. You can find the details of all of our activities this week at e3.nintendo.